ends zone touchdown.
Throw down to second in time.
It's the last two possessions. What a pass. What a pass.
Nixon, and the runner comes home. They got her. Up top. Touchdown.
Welcome to this week's Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent, joined as always by co-host Carter Babb.
Thanks, Wendell. Well, it's good to be back after a nice Thanksgiving holiday, and this weekend wraps up the football season with 4 games left in the season. It's hard to believe it's almost over. I can't believe it. It feels like it was just the end of August and the beginning of September. So like I said, there's 4 games, and Wendell, why don't you tell us about the 2 you're going to focus on this week?
Well, it's the 14th week of the season, and it's championship Saturday, and as it should be, Saturday will decide the championship in the Big 12. Now let's start in Fort Worth, where Oklahoma will be visiting TCU, and the Sooners have a chance to earn the Big 12 championship. The Sooners are coming off 2 thrilling last-second victories, and quarterback Landry Jones in those 2 games has had some video numbers. He's passed for 1,554 yards and 9 touchdowns in those 2 games. Oklahoma is also in the running for a BCS at-large bowl bid, so there's a lot on the line. TCU, which won at Texas Thanksgiving night, looks to knock off its second Big 12 heavyweight team, and the Horned Frogs lead the Big 12 in total defense and are second in scoring defense. Now, the other big game on the schedule will be Saturday night in Manhattan, Kansas. Kansas State has had 2 weeks to recover from its only loss of the season and will face Texas, a team the Wildcats have defeated 6 out of 8 times in Big 12 games. With a victory, K-State will finish 8-1. Now, if Oklahoma wins at TCU, the teams will share the Big 12 title, but the Wildcats will earn the automatic BCS bid because they beat the Sooners in September. Now, the Longhorns are coming off a loss to TCU, and they want to avoid ending the season with consecutive losses. Now, here's a look at the complete schedule for the final Saturday of the regular season.
Those should be good ones. You know, it's always fun when the conference title comes down to the last weekend and the games are actually meaningful. Well, Wendell, at Basketball Media Days back in October, you got the chance to catch up with 3 ESPN college basketball analysts who will be working dozens of Big 12 games this year. Fran Fraschilla, Stephen Bardo, and Matt Daugherty will all be calling several Big 12 games this year. We caught up with them to get some of their thoughts about the upcoming season.
It starts with Kansas. Anytime you talk Big 12, it starts with Kansas. And Ben McLemore, Perry Ellis are pros. I know they're young, I know they're untested, but they'll continue the tradition of Kansas players being excellent.
Bill is an incredible coach, and he's a better coach than he lets on. And he tweaks his style year to year, depending on whether the strength of the team is inside or on the perimeter.
I really love Cam Ridley at Texas. I think he's an old throwback center, which we don't have many in the game today. And then his counterpart there is Prince Ebay, who is an athletic post player who can really fly around the court.
I'm really interested to see how Bob Huggins and West Virginia, how they acclimate themselves to the Big 12. Such a rugged style of play. They've got 3 returning starters. They've got some very talented young guys in Eric Murray, a transfer from LaSalle, could really make some noise in the Big 12 Conference. Really anxious to see how Bruce Weber does at Kansas State. Inherited a lot of talent from Frank Martin and going to maintain that toughness, but going to try to change them a little bit offensively. So let's see if Angel Rodriguez and those guys can really blend with Rodney McGruder. Iowa State will be very entertaining once again. I know Royce White is gone, but Ejim is back. They have Lucius coming in. They still have these other transfers, and so Fred Hoiberg is doing a fantastic job.
Scott Drew's got another top 5 player in Isaiah Austin.
I've seen him a lot, having coached at SMU in Dallas. A kid played in high school in Dallas.
You got 2 programs at the bottom of the league with new coaches that are going to retool a little bit, and they'll be competitive, but I think 2 to 8, you got some teams that are going to be sneaky good. And as I look at the league, I think this is a league that easily could provide the NCAA tournament with at least 6 teams.
A fantastic race for a conference, to me, that is the best conference, has been the best conference, the most competitive conference in the last 5 years in college basketball. And I don't think this year is going to be any different.
You know, those guys are really going to provide some good insight as the year goes along. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, 3 really good analysts working Big 12 games.
Well, there are going to be several good non-conference games to look forward to this weekend. Baylor will travel to Kentucky in a rematch of last year's Elite Eight contest. Oklahoma State will travel to Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech, and Texas Tech will welcome the Arizona Wildcats. You know, it should be 3 good games to kind of get a gauge of how we're going to do this year. Okay, Wendell, now it's my favorite part of the show, as always, the world-famous shout-outs. What do you have for us this week?
Christmas coming early again for
Exactly.
Carter for the
Every
world-famous shout-outs.
Every week.
Well, the Big 12 has placed 5 teams in the 2012 NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship. It's the 4th consecutive season the conference has placed 5 or more teams in the 64-team bracket. Now, 3 teams earn national seeds and will host first and second rounds. Big 12 Conference champion Texas is the number 3 seed, Kansas is the number 11 seed, and Iowa State is the number 15 seed. Kansas State and Oklahoma also made the field, and Kansas is hosting for the first time in school history. Action gets started this Thursday and Friday. The U.S. Track and Field Coaches Association named Kennedy Kathuka of Texas Tech and Betsy Sena of Iowa State as the National Athletes of the Year for the 2012 cross-country season. They each won individual titles at the NCAA Championship 2 weeks ago. And Oklahoma State's Dave Smith, who guided the Cowboys to their 3rd national championship in the last 4 years, was named the National Men's Coach of the Year. Beginning on this Saturday, December 1st, the Big 12 will kick off 12 days of the Big 12. Each day from December 1 through December 12th, the conference's website and social media platforms will highlight special achievements of the league and its member schools, and that'll culminate in a celebration of the best conference in college sports on 12/12/12, December 12th, 2012. And in addition, be sure to enter your photo in the Big 12ing photo contest on Facebook. Now, the finalists are going to be narrowed down this Friday, so you don't have much time to get in your submission. So make sure to get that photo in, and you could get a chance to win 4 tickets to a Big 12 affiliated bowl game of your choice. And in addition to that, winners will receive up to 3 nights free hotel stay at Motel 6, a Big 12 corporate sponsor, for that bowl trip.
That's a good prize. You know, I'd like to go to a bowl game for free.
You need to
by
do the
entering
Big 12ing here. No,
That's right.
That's right.
Well, that's it for another week of the Big 12 Report. As always, be sure to check out our website at big12sports.com and follow us on Twitter at Big 12 Conference for all the latest news from around the league. We'll see you next week. There are 3.
Sorry.
What are there? 3 of what? Nothing. That's not what I was going to say.
It's fine. You got a little further along.
Got 3 words farther. Okay. And there are several good games to watch
this weekend. X-I-I. That's right.
All we have to do is stand, right? What do we have to do? Is that it?
Yeah, like this. I can't do it straight up in the air.
I can't.
It makes my coat look funny. Right here?
Okay.
No. Don't be so funny, Carter. XII.